Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Timberborn Z, where Middletopia is coming along nicely. I tried my best to make it kind of look skull-like, and then it got lopsided. I don't know if I could fix it. This side needs to get blown out a little bit, and then I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be a lopsided skull. You know, why not? We'll go with that. It's just a little lopsided, you know. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? A little imperfection, you know. It's fine. Did a little bit behind the scenes. Filled this in with some dirt, you know, the monotonous things, as you will. Ran out of dirt, so I had to turn on some additional dirt excavators back there in the background. But that's okay. That's fine. That's knocked out of the way, so that's good. Went through the remainder of that drought, so I haven't been playing much. Just a few minutes to clear out the last 8 days of the drought. Got all this in, got all this dirt in. That got a new pathway up here to get into there to fill all that last little hole in. And now guys, we get to make Middletopia beautiful. Now we get to put in all the fancy toys, make fancy little hangout spots for all the iron teeth to just kick back, relax, and enjoy watching the fruits of their labor, which is the rest of the terraces that they did. They built this. The iron teeth started from nothing, a tiny little colony of 10, or technically 12 beavers, 12 little beavers, and a dream. That dream started in this little corner of this little field right here. And they have grown so much more than that. They have become the Iron Teeth, who have taken over the terraces, which is pretty freaking awesome. I'd say this is probably the most expansive build I've ever done. I'd like to believe that. Like I have never taken over this large of a map before. Like I've played on large maps, right? I played on Thousand Islands. I've played on, obviously we did the Helix Mountain playthrough the last time around, and then I've played on tiny maps, but this is, I think, the first time I've actually like transformed such a large portion of a map to turn it into what it is now. Like this is awesome. Just disregard this. That didn't happen. Don't worry about that. But yeah, no, I'm really impressed, and I'll be even more impressed when we get the Middletopia up and running and get our beavers migrated over here, let their happiness soar. But I've been yapping long enough. Let's go ahead and hit the play button. Let's get things moving as they should be. Watch my computer go grinding into existence as we are dealing with 469 nice beavers, 260, iron teeth, or iron bots. Wow, I can English. 269 nice regular bio beavers running around. Oh, we lost the 470 funny. Anyway, that's going. That's moving in the right direction. We've got some iron bots running around with nothing to do. They're probably in a district I don't know where at, but that's okay. That'll get rectified one way or the other. But that all being said, I wanted to get down into here. So underneath here is where we're going to put our storage for our food, put our storage for our water stuffs, put our storage, probably put our bots down here too. So it's where we'll put the haulers down here for all the food stuffs that we're gonna, come on, keep up with me, that we're gonna have up here just dotted around in order to make the Iron Teeth spots, or Iron Teeth's days, that much simpler. So we'll have little hangout spots where they can go and relax, grab some food, grab some water, you know, go and hit the, these guys don't have the carousel, but hit the wind tunnel, hit the exercise plaza, hit the motivatorium. We'll have snacks for them. So we'll have corn rations for the motivatorium. And then we'll have, I don't know what we'll have food-wise at the wind tunnel. But it'll be something cool. Probably coffee so they can get wired before they get wired, you know? And then they can relax after all their activities with a nice hot mud bath. But all that being said, we've got to get that stuff running. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and drop this down so I can see beneath our giant platforms here. Oh, that's so cool. That is so freaking cool. I am very happy with how well this turned out. So let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to grab our large warehouses and we're going to place them in here. Just feed them in to the best of our abilities, just like so. Now I wonder, can I can fit them too high under here. Oh, it's glorious. Oh, it's beautiful. So that will be 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 things of foodstuffs right there. We can go ahead and just go ahead and get those in. So that's what? That was algae rations. Don't need berries over here. Corn rations. I guess we should get food or berries over here, huh? Just so they can keep their population rolling, if you will. I think that, nope, I already have one of those in there. That'll be that. That'll be kohlrabi, and you'll be mangrove. I think that's all 8 of them, right? Make sure 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll throw in a small one for berries, just for giggles. Okay, maybe not a small one, but a large one. So that'll be in there for berries. We'll have to give them a way to get up there. That shouldn't be too heinous. So that's going to be doubles all the way across there, like so. The cool thing about these platforms is they can build through them. I don't understand how they shove the giant logs and the giant planks through the tiny little holes there, but hey, it works. I'm not one to complain about things that work, you know. So we'll go ahead and put that right there. Get this in here, and our stairs will fit right there. And then we can put our path in along here, and then bring that way back there. And then underneath here also, we need not that button or that button. We need water. So, water storage. So when I went back to try to play my playthrough of the Helix Mountain, words, I know how to English. My biggest problem was I uh-oh'd and didn't fix the actual logistics issue that came up, which is, well, they need water and a lot of water to maintain a large beaver population, right? So I'd only put over 3 large storage containers over there to facilitate that colony's livelihood. So we're going to not do that like that this time. Probably do something like this. And I don't know if I can do many more than that in here. That should be okay. And if we wanted to hide all that, you know, we could just put in some dirt around the edge here so all of it's hidden. I don't dislike that idea. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Maybe. That being said, I don't know if we'll ever have enough water to actually do that, but we are encroaching on a pretty long number cycle, so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, but that's enough about storage. So let's go ahead and bring that back up to max height there. Go ahead and explode this just for giggles, because I like explosions and watching my computer go burr. And then this shouldn't hurt anybody. Okay, cool. That's all in there. What don't I have selected? I don't have my water. Come on. Come on. Give me buttons. Okay, buttons don't want to work. Still don't want to work. I don't understand why that's not working these days. And it randomly decides to work now. Okay, whatever. It's in. That's all that matters. Cool. So that's storage stuffs for the food for the beavers. That should be good. Now we need to do housing. Yeah, the question is, do we want to do large row housing or do we want to just do large barracks? I think barracks would make sense because we can fit, well, They take the same amount of logs. And we need enough for 267. So, mathing in public with all my friends. 267 divided by 8. So 33, 34. 34. These guys? Bad tide in 3 days. Okay. Well, this is finally overflowing, so that's good. That's pumping in the right direction. Make sure that this is actually going where it's supposed to be going. It is. Fill that side up just a smidge real quick. Come on. There we go. Pop that back up. Make sure we're not losing any water out that way. This side is filling in nicely. I love it. Okay. I don't know. Which is more aesthetically pleasing? I think I like the row house idea. Just wish I could I think something like this. And then on this side, do something like this. Not there. Come on, give me the destructo button. Shouldn't be a problem. Maybe one in. Maybe I should bring that one in. I don't know. Yeah, I think I should. Because I want to... Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, that's not an issue. Making sure I don't accidentally destroy our platforms there. That'd be awful. We don't want that to happen. And then down here, so like the paths will be kind of where the gap in the teeth are, if you will. Maybe. So how many do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so this may be too much. Well, maybe the housing will be here, and then that's 20, and that's, what did we say this was again? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 28. You don't need that many houses. Right, we only said 34. Maybe I do the small houses. Maybe. I really shouldn't be doing this, letting them build this while I'm contemplating these things. It's just wasting material. Okay, we're gonna pause. We're going to stare at this for a second and then think about how we're going to do these things. Okay. So, that sleeps 5. We have 270 beavers roaming around currently. And we only need to sleep go 54. 54 of these. That'd be 27 and 27. Right? Let's do that from here. Right here. Yeah. Just count this out properly, as I not count a single thing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. No, no, no. So that'll be 22. Right there, and then... How did... What the... No. Oh, what is this? Okay. That's 22. And then... Still need 32 more. That's 16 and 16. Right? So... Maybe 16 on the outer edge here. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That's 18. And I'll come over here. So maybe this outer edge can be the big ones. That's 8 times 5. That's 40 additional. Okay. And then inside here we can put some fun things for him to do, which shouldn't be that painful, but let's check out well-being. Let's see what we can fit in here. Don't want to put the mud baths in here. We can put wind tunnels in here. Nope. They just barely don't fit. Okay. Rooftop terraces don't... Oh, they do go on here. So we could do that. That wouldn't be bad. And these hold 5 each, 10 each. So that could be something that we do there. Okay. Just so we're all on the same page, that's 40. That's another 40, so that's 80. Okay. Come on, me.
Hello, YouTube. It's future me. Past me did an uh-oh. And did all of the things for this wonderful build in a very, very, very long stint of recording. I'm here to save you from him. I hope that you will accept the fact that we are now speeding things up. We're going to blitz through past me's terrible mistake. Here we are, trying to make things work properly, which is standard for anything that happens when I'm doing any of these builds, right? Here we are, trying to figure out how everything is supposed to happen, and of course always forgetting to switch the floodgates to get things working appropriately. That aside, I am actually here just to cut out 90% of this this recording, because it was originally supposed to be an hour-long recording that turned into a two-hour-long recording, which still didn't even finish the entirety of the build. So I'm here to share with you what's happening, because this is my standard playthrough as opposed to my planned sped-up playthrough. So I'm actually actively yapping in the background right here. I've cut that out because nobody needs to hear me going on and on about my terrible placement of each little thing to include the braziers and the lanterns and all of that. But it's okay. I'm here now. I'm here to save you from that. At least attempt to. Because now you get to listen to me yammer on and on about my terrible placement of braziers and John and all of the things. But that aside, I would like to talk about the build. I'd like to, just like we did last time, we addressed some of the things that I should have done differently. First and foremost, and this will become readily apparent here in about 6 to 9 minutes, that the placement of our storage, awful. I should not have put the storage there. That is right smack dab in the middle of the entire build. That was a terrible idea, because now I have to figure out what to do with it, and that ends up turning into being quite the mess that I don't believe I ever officially clean up until much later in the playthrough. That aside, I'm pretty happy overall with how it turned out. This was probably not as big of an endeavor as the Helix Mountain playthrough. I'm happy to say, and it helps that I planned ahead a little bit better. So we had, I wouldn't say we had the logistics solved, but we had the primary majority of all of the material on hand and ready to rock and roll. So yes, the storage was good. Having the containers there was great, because that meant, well, we had everything ready to rock and roll, but it also meant that, well, now it's in the middle of everything. And of course, I was trying to do something that I don't normally do, which is build symmetrically. And you'll see that come to, I don't think necessarily bite me in the butt, but it's not within my wheelhouse normally to try to do things like that, which is kind of why the skull fell apart. I couldn't quite get the sides to work together appropriately. That's why that is like that here. And of course, build mechanics. I completely borked away some silly things like power line, sorry, from the main district all the way over to here. And this whole travesty up here that's about to occur, I apologize to no one for. Just gonna have to accept it. But no, I was really excited when I could get these giant monuments in without any issue. Like that one that took me, I think it took a good 2 hours, my last playthrough with the Iron Teeth, that went in within 4 minutes of me placing it. The fact that I had that amount of a surplus of materials to actually go in and place those that fast was absolutely astonishing, and quite literally very exciting. That aside, let's see here. What's happening right now? I'm trying to watch the playthrough with you guys at speed, so that I can give you a kind of quasi play-by-play, as opposed to just sitting here giving random thoughts and tidbits of my brain doing brain things. As you guys are well aware, it likes to meander off onto random topics, so we'll try to keep on track here. Let's see. Of course, we were running out of science because, well, duh, all of the things were running everywhere, burning through all of the science, and of course, unlocking all of the last megastructures, or I shouldn't say megastructures, unlocking the last monument burned through a lot of the science. That was 12,000 science dropped right there, and then all of the fun little things burned through a good bit. Here we are trying to run the power. I should not have ran the power like this. I tried to basically run the power from both sides, top and bottom. That was unnecessary. I completely could have just ran it over top. Would have saved a lot of effort and time on my behalf. But lesson observed there. I don't have to do that. But it did work out in the end. I guess that's what matters, because everything was being built on the other side. It's not like things weren't happening at the same time elsewhere. It's just they had plenty of things to work on. Here's the travesty that I was talking about. Me attempting to flatten out this top bit. I should have, if I actually wanted to go through with that plan, brought up some explosives and brought up some extract. I did not do that. I thought that they'd be fine doing that without it because I thought I was close enough, which was a mistake. And here we are tearing out that wonderful stack of material. Gone. Bada boom. Just absolutely ripped it out of there. Band-aid straight off because it was in the way. Here I'll spend the next 20 minutes trying to figure out how I want to run the power, and of course trying to figure out how I want to place additional items. Again, I'm trying to build things symmetrically. It's not my forte, so of course it's going to take some additional attempts. But it turned out okay, I guess. There are some spots in here that I wish I could have filled in a little bit more. Like there's a gap between the motivatoriums and some of those statues there, which definitely could have held some additional fun things, or something aesthetically pleasing, even if it was just something to toss in there. I should have done that. That's on me for not actually taking advantage of that while I had the opportunity to do so. So yeah, I'll take that back to the shed, and I'll try to remember that for the next go around. Here I am back to this whole power problem yet again. I guess I shouldn't say problem. This power attempt. And here, in a little bit, I'll realize that there was no need for me to be building this double platform monstrosity all the way across the entire map to run power this way, and just go ahead and give them a path down that will let them build the rest of the the system from the ground, which gives them all of the points of access instead of trying to do things weird like what I'm trying to do right now is weird. It does provide them a nice path in the future, so I guess that is the only bonus that I will have to say came out of this whole entire endeavor right here. It gave the beavers a nice additional access point to Beavertopia, or I guess I should say the iron bots. It gave them another access point, so that was good. And there goes that mistake. Get rid of all of the explosives. That will come back to bite me in the butt as well, because I'll realize that I don't have all of the positions or all of the entertainment slash wellness, well-being things put down in order to accomplish or meet the max well-being score. So I'll realize that here in a little bit, realizing, oh my goodness, I completely borked it up. And the end result is okay, I guess. Again, everything turned out okay. Did it turn out perfectly? No. That's every build that I do, and I'll accept that. This was funny right here, trying to wrap my head around how to get things blown up in the correct order to get power down and up to the mud baths. I don't know why I could not brain here to brain. It took me so long. Like, oh, nope, that's not the way this is supposed to go. or is this? What are you doing, Goober me? It's okay. Okay, I figured it out. That's all that matters in the end, right? I was happy about these little outlets right here. Like on both sides, you know, you got two little spots to run in, get yourself something to snack on while you're running back and forth between all the fun things to do. You know, grab yourself some corn, grab yourself some eggplant or some kohlrabi or whatever it is that you want, right? I was happy with it. And getting the motivatorium set up the way that they were. I normally don't ever actually use the what are they called, the benches? I never use the benches. It was actually mildly entertaining to throw those in. I know they don't do or serve any purpose other than just an aesthetic, but it was entertaining for me to throw them in. You know, just like, well, they're waiting for their movie, might as well give them a spot to hang out and wait for the movie for this next go, or they're waiting for their turn at the skydiving, so might as well give them a place to hang out too. I really should have planned out the power structure a little bit more than I did. Instead of just running it haphazardly through the entire area, probably could have brought it in a little bit better instead of just throwing it underground at random spots just to meet the requirement. I would like to see in the future like a way to bury those power lines appropriately instead of just tossing some platforms on top of it. I think that'd be a great future piece of technology that the beavers can have, you know. Maybe it's a power line covered in metal, like an iron block or metal block that can actually survive the elements underneath the ground. Just kind of how it works in the real world. Kinda. Kind of. That I think that'd be cool. You know, it would make sense for the beavers to think about doing stuff like that. You know, just bury the conduit, bury it underground, let it run under there. You know, now that all to say, I know that their entire system isn't necessarily an electrical system. It's just they are quite literally taking one thing and making it turn all over the place. That's why they look like giant turning logs. It's because that's all it's doing. So it'd have to be like a hollowed out pipe that can go underground that would allow for all of the turning logs in the middle, if you will, to have ample space to make their maneuvers. But I'm rambling at this point. What I get for not planning this appropriately. I don't know why I did this like this, honestly. I was trying to have a random dispersion of just plants, or not plants, trees. I guess trees are plants, but trees throughout the area, you know, give it something a bit more comfortable for a beaver to live in the area, you know. And I think that was a fail on my behalf. I will take that as like a straight up, this did not turn out as well as I thought it should have. You'll see me throw in just random oak trees and random pine trees, and I'll unplant them, if you will. Turn off the forester's planting there and just let them grow randomly wherever they go. But of course, I didn't give them enough space to actually grow randomly, so the only things that are actually going to grow anywhere are the pine trees and the birch. The oak aren't going to repopulate because, well, they don't have anywhere to go. Oops. Yeah, I will say right here, I made, I think, one of the funniest comments. This is not how you would place these. You're causing a potential flooding situation here. Based off of the orientation of those darn roofs, those 1x2s. You're creating a valley, and it's just all the water's going to sit there, and it's going to cause a problem. But I did it anyway because I wanted to give them the roof bonus. So they're going to have to deal with it. You know, they're beavers. They like to be wet. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. That's what I keep telling myself. Now, here's what I should not have done at this point. At this point in the playthrough, I think I'm about like an hour and a half into the recording at this juncture, and I should not have separated the districts at this point. It was not ready. She was definitely not ready for this transition here, and trying to jump the gun because I was staring at the recording time and just trying to make irrational decisions to try to move things faster. And that was a mistake. Don't rush your buildings, rush your stuff just to meet some erroneous timeline that you've given yourself, which is why things aren't going as well as I had originally planned. Planned being a very loose term there, because we all know that I'm very bad at the whole planning for builds in this thing. I just have a general idea as to what I want to put in and where I want to put it. I don't have an actual plan for any of this. Just, I'm making it up as I go, you know? Making it up as we go along. I'll spend the next portion of this playthrough trying to migrate appropriate amounts of beavers throughout the colony to make sure that the Metaltopia is filled appropriately with the appropriate iron bots to work there, to run all the positions, to include the district crossings, which I put in 4 this time, as you saw. To facilitate the appropriate amount of food and water crossing the district. Unlike the last playthrough of the Helix Mountain playthrough, I wanted these guys to actually be able to live over there instead of just showing off like, oh, I got them to 64 or 65 well-being and yay, and then ending the recording, right? Towards the end, I did go back. I spent some time and I moved bots around properly instead of just haphazardly like I'm doing right now, and put them in the right spots everywhere to try to get things working appropriately. And I think I got it right. Like some of the positions I pulled down to 1 bot, like the farming positions, they weren't necessary. The amount of infrastructure I had turned on originally just to get this build going as fast as possible, I alleviated or relieved, if you will. So I don't have like 9 smelters running right now. I pulled that down to the appropriate amount just to keep the bots running and allow that to happen in the background. There is 64 right there, though. Pretty excited about that. That is the highest I've ever gotten the well-being for a playthrough, and consistently at 64, like solid 64. I was pretty stoked about that. All while dealing with the bots running or getting the bots appropriately positioned. That's basically what I'm trying to do here. Unfill positions that don't need to be there, and then I realized a little too late. Hey, Goober, you've got breeding pods over here. And guess who's filling the breeding pods? The bots. So your population is growing, not in Metaltopia. So I was like, oh goodness. So I threw in the regular breeding pods. I didn't feel it was necessary to put in the advanced breeding pods, because they're not actually working anymore. I know that's terrible because it's the Iron Teeth, and they work hard, but they worked hard for 50-something cycles. It only made sense at this point to allow them to catch a break, Give them something fun to do with their life. And I think we did that fairly well. Getting rid of all of the breeding pods, moving them appropriately. Same for the other district. I do need to go in. I don't think I ever named District 8 Metaltopia. But we are coming towards the end of this portion of the sped up playthrough of my first attempt at trying to get the season finale completed. And there we are. That's it. That is Metaltopia complete. Well-being of not 64, it's actually 65. But everything's in. That is it. We have all of the fun things for them to do. We got swimming pools, we got exercise centers, we've got all of the monuments in place. We've got the skydiving. We've got the motivatorium. Everything a beaver could ever want is readily available in here. Of course, you got to get the close-up on skydiving because this hasn't been seen through this playthrough yet. It's so fun to watch them do that. Of course, got to catch the motivatorium. Where the propaganda. The learning, the motivation learning is happening there in the background. It's going great. Of course, all the beavers hanging out, enjoying their time, relaxing by the fireside, as well as by the fire pits, just all hanging out, getting their swim in, doing wonderful, wonderful things. That is an entire colony of 250 plus beavers just relaxing while the rest of the map continues to work. The bots are running everything now. All of the menial tasks are being taken care of by the bots. All the farming, all the metal production, all the gear production, all the plank and the log and the sparkly plank production, everything's being taken care of by the bots. And will continue to do so into perpetuity. Or until I come back and decide I want to take over the entire map. Who knows when that'll be? Maybe that'll be a season 2, part 2 type thing, like they did with the Attack on Titan thing. It's the season finale, part 3 of part 2 of part 16. We'll come back and we'll do all the fun things, but we'll just continue to make you think that things are actually going to be fine. But all in all, this was a fun build. getting that overhang working appropriately, putting everything out, just being able to sit back and see the fruits of your labor like this was pretty darn cool. Would I fix a few things? Yes. Will I fix them? Probably not. But I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I hope you enjoyed everything that we did here. You guys have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Make sure that you guys remain hydrated. Make sure that your beavers are appropriately hydrated as well. And of course, my friends, stay thirsty. I'm out. See you on the next one. See ya!